The Big Issue. Breaking down the issues that matter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leadership Podcast. It is yet again the big issue. And of course, this is your number one program when it comes to trashing issues of national importance. And of course, without taking much of your time, I'm here with our in-house analyst, David Taka, Sunday Sua.
It's nice to be here.
Of course, I'm your regular host, George Jagba is my name. And the big issue of the day is the endless marching orders by President Muhammadu Buhari to security chiefs as killings and abduction persist in the country. True to type, President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday gave his umpteenth marching orders to security chiefs to end selective abductions and killings, particularly in the North Central and the Northwest. He directed the security chiefs to redouble their efforts to restore security across the country to enable citizens go about their normal business. The Minister of Defense, Bashiri Magaji, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Akali Baba, who disclosed this after a meeting with the president and the security chief, said Buhari asked the security chief to find ways, tactics, and style to end the killings and the completion of their mission, especially when equipment and other logistics were not available to support the cost of tactical maneuvers. And now, in the big issue, the idea is the marching orders. Are they actually achieving the result? Isuwa, can you recall the number of marching orders Buhari has given since he has
Honestly,
became president in 2015?
it's very unfortunate that the president have been giving marching orders almost on a weekly basis since he came to power. And it's unfortunate that we have been coming from the disadvantaged position instead of the vantage position. Because you see a situation whereby you have been saying something awful without the desired result. It calls for reflection and to think deep and see how and see why the situation has been like this. Because we have seen situation where the president will say that the adoption of a particular the adoption of students of a particular school will be the end, and the following day the terrorists will go ahead and kidnap at will and take more children than when it has happened
before the president gave his
marching order. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. And you see all these things, it even emboldened the terrorists to know that, it's just a normal talks. What would they do? Let us continue,
they will never walk
yes.
it up.
Even when he's saying this thing, when he was even saying this thing, there was kidnapping in Kaduna and Katsina State just yesterday when he was even making this kind of thing. And you remember when they did the Jangebe kidnapping in Zamfara State, he said that one will be the last. What happened in Niger? What happened in Kaduna? What happened in his home state, Katsina? And you keep saying as if they don't even know what they are saying. And sometimes even the service chiefs, I don't know whether they are not even ashamed of themselves, saying things almost on a daily basis that the president said so. And they are the one relaying the president's statement to Nigerians, but they can't do what the president asked them to do. So who is fooling who? All these things, I think, we have to look inward.
Thank you, Isuwa. Taka, you see how angry Isuwa is about this matter. He's a Nigerian. And issues of insecurity should concern, it should bother all of us. How far have these marching orders, gone in taming the tide of insecurity in the country?
I think asking of how far they've gone, I think they've ended in the pillar. That's where they've ended. Because I've lost count of the number of go and end selective killings or whatever. When you give these orders and they are not carried out, what should you do as the president? and say the chief security officer of the country. I've never seen him taking any action. People will talk and it will end with the people. But of course, I feel the president is supposed to be that of the people, every Nigerian. Lots of times when there's a kidnap, people will raise issues. Security chiefs, I don't think they even listen to what the people are saying. Or they, even if they have intelligence, I don't think they are working with those things. When you start asking questions, they will tell you, we are handicapped because of this, because of that. But it shouldn't be. You're being a security personnel is not for you to start giving people excuses. Nobody wants to hear we're unable to protect this because of this, because of that. That is why you're paid. You took up this job to protect the people. So if they fail to protect the people, I think the best thing is for the government to wipe the big stick and then bring another person who has the idea of how to solve this problem. Because I don't think it's just a military problem. I think the president should just call a national security summit, kind of, with all the traditional rulers and all the stakeholders. What do we do to end these things? Everybody will bring the solutions to the table. From there, we can know how to solve these things because most of the communities know what is their problem. They've been saying it, but nobody wants to listen to them. I've spoken with people from Southern Kaduna. From my state, we know what is our problem. You go to all this, every state, every Nigerian know what is the problem within their locality. Is the government listening to the people? I'm not saying you should come and let the people tell you what to do. But if you're given an order and it's not carried out, what should you do?
Thank you very much, Taka. You see, the president's latest order, the one on Tuesday, security chief, Nigerians have described it as one too many. Despite these marching orders, bandits appear to be very daring and gaining much ground in their nefarious activities, as if they are daring the president. That is what you say there. But in this case, is it not better that the marching orders to security chief are not publicized? Because the criminals seem to be reading them or hearing them on the radio or reading them on newspaper, and then they go more daring.
See, what we fail to understand is that security issues should not be treated like the other issues. Now, in Nigeria, you will see a security agency buying a weapon from abroad, releasing a press statement, telling us the time that this weapon will come. If the weapon comes, they will now keep it and organize another tea party, a ceremony for a security gadget that should just come in secretly and to a super Tucano.
Just like the super.
Yes, they kept it for a ceremony.
They're waiting for it.
Yes, and the
bandits are there, kidnapping, abducting,
doing whatever. So even when Taka was talking about security summit, I think security summit will just be another tea party,
another jamboree.
Because all the security agencies, they have all these reports. Everything is in their disposal. They are just lying. We know all these things. Even as a journalist, if I did something wrong, within few seconds, they will track me down.
But why can't they
drag those guys that have been putting this country backward? You know, so it's not about summit. Security matters are tackled with immediacy. You don't organize occasions, in order to tackle security agencies. What we expect from this
accuracy and consummate exactitude.
Exactly. So why should you buy a weapon and keep that weapon for a ceremony?
They want to launch it.
I think it was because of all these criticisms that the entire ceremony was postponed because we were denied access to the venue. But later, eventually, it held. But they told, when I became too pushy, they now told me no. We are just going to do handing and taking over. Fine, that has been done. But you said it should not be made public. Nigerians have lost confidence in the security architecture. You and I know. We don't even. I come from a village. Tell my people, security government forces are coming to protect them. They will not stay. They feel those guys are not coming to protect them. They'll say, have they been able to even protect themselves? So Nigerians have lost confidence in the security architecture. So what they need to do now, they are trying to use propaganda.
You mean publicity will help in
That's
this area.
what I call
No.
for them. You know, what's
Most Nigerians, they will want to see result,
yes.
not
What I'm
propaganda.
saying is what
You know, we know propaganda is part of the tactics, but not this kind of propaganda.
They are overdoing it.
We have espionage. I don't know how our security services are operating like this. You can infiltrate the enemy and deal with him. They are human beings.
Yeah.
They are Nigerians. Even if they are foreigners, you can infiltrate them and deal with them. But in our own situation, you just wonder why these things are happening. You use espionage to eliminate
But
them.
in Nigeria's own, I observe that even when they start the journey, they start the mission and they even find themselves within enemy line, the military wants it to be published. As they are there doing the operation, they will even make it public. The next day you see on the pages of newspaper,
They said they are testing the
security operatives. Home. Some bizarre.
So how will you describe that?
You begin to imagine whether these people who are hearing all these things already, because they have their transistor radio there, even in the forest.
Yes.
You hear that
you will see bandits or terrorists killing 150 people in a particular community. Then the military that needs the publicity will be giving us video or statements of saying, okay, they kill 10, they kill 15. If terrorists kill over 150 people in a community, what are you supposed to do? You respond with so much force. Yes, to show that yes, you are on top of the game. A traditional ruler in Zamfara state at one time said that they have more than 30,000 bandits there in the forest. What happened? The military, said that they have released, was it 15,000 or 60,000 soldiers to go and fight the bandits there when they did the Jangebe kidnapping. At the end of the day, we didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
But now they said they have shut down telecommunication network there in Zamfara, and we have seen some videos of bombardments and all that. Good and fine. Why must you wait until this thing become a cancer before you start coming up, when you have already your inability to address the situation have already encouraged other terrorists or other people who see this thing, who see this thing as a business?
Who said they have started the bombardment in Zamfara?
We have seen some videos.
I think they are attributing. So a lot of us are attributing the story to the minister. I didn't hear him saying. But they said they are testing the super Tucano.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have not verified those videos.
Yes.
Those videos may likely be videos of the northeast.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Say they have started bombardment in Zamfara.
Well,
let me give an example.
There's an aspect of this story nobody's talking about.
Okay.
On several occasions, security operatives themselves have been caught in the act of either aiding the criminals within Nigeria. What is the end result? Has anyone been convicted
At all?
So what would you now say? Are they not part of
the military wants to say that they're going to prove it.
it? Happened.
They will not probe it.
What have we heard?
We discussed this thing at times when I raised an issue that why would a former Minister of Defense and former Chief of Army Staff, Theophilus Danjuma, raise a very serious allegation nobody took him seriously? Even the military, even the military did not even set up a committee to investigate their personnel. And not only TY, even
the Minister of Defense himself said it.
Yes, even Shekumi said it.
What of Masari and the rest?
Yes.
And let's quickly take a short break, so that we'll do some publicity and commercial, especially our leadership conference and awards that is built to take place tomorrow. And of course, you expect that we will expect more Nigerians to attend that very all-powerful event. It's one of the biggest awards conferences in the country. Let's just take a short break for some publicity, and we'll be back in a short while. Welcome back. Well, we are still on the big issue in Leadership Podcast. And of course, the big issue of the day is the endless marching orders to security chiefs as killings and abductions and other forms of criminalities persist in the country. Taka, as we were talking, marching orders, marching, for instance, apart from the marching orders, all that, just like we already said before we went on break, every activity of the military, even when they are planning an onslaught, they will announce it before they go. Even while as they approach the enemy's line, they will always make security operatives combs and be so forth. And now the president marching orders. Can't he give these marching orders in secret? Because what happened to, I think that's what we call classified and be restricted in the military palace, where
Classified
most information
issues.
about the activities of the military should not be made public. And I expect that even the security meetings are supposed to be so. I think you, Taka, what will you say about this?
Well, security meetings being secret, I don't think those ones are classified. Whatever they are making public has been declassified. But of course, we know even classified information doesn't last more than 10 years.
10 years.
Now, for my worries, you've given this order. I remember Niger State Governor saying politicians are behind the kidnappings. Has anyone been arrested? But you're giving marching orders. When they kidnap and the people pay ransom and the students are released, I see the president celebrating. I can give instances. He was celebrating. I was like, really? Why should you celebrate?
People pay ransom.
And then release, and then you're celebrating. It is not that security operatives come everywhere and then rescue people, and then the government is celebrating.
Not once.
The release of those people. It happens on several. It happened in Kaduna, happened in Zamfara, happened in this other place, Katsina, happened in Niger. So do you think there's that political will to really end this thing?
Well, as they are celebrating their release, there's criminals who are celebrating the ransom.
The money, what they gained. So I think there's lack of body language,
and you see,
the political will to really end this.
The unfortunate thing is that you will see what they refer to as classified is when it involves money.
That's what they classify. They don't want you to know their expenditure.
They don't want you to know how much they use to buy those weapons. But they just want you to know that they have those weapons they are not using. So does it make sense?
Well, some Nigerians are quoting Albert Einstein that you can't be doing the same thing all the time and expect a different result. So instead of giving marching orders all the time, why can't the Nigerian government seek foreign help? So why don't you think this one will?
Well,
at least it will help.
From this government, it is very clear that the President Muhammadu Buhari's government does not need any foreign help, and I will buttress my
because in Afghanistan, they are even calling for help.
Now you will see that I have seen the president speaking on television whenever he meets UN officials, US officials, or UK officials, telling them that the Nigerian military are capable of handling every security situation that we have in the country.
Mind you, a major has been in the hands of kidnappers
for yes,
they have not released that major.
They have not from NDA. And the president will tell you that the Nigerian military are capable. So now you begin to ask questions. Why is it that more communities are being taken over? And the president is saying that the Nigerian military is capable. I quite understand his statement in two different dimensions. One, sometimes if you have some kind of strength in your military, you don't need any foreign help, because those foreign help sometimes they could be spies,
different agenda.
they could come for espionage, they could come for with different agenda just to infiltrate your military. But in your own case, you have to work hard. If you don't need any foreign help, work from the vantage position and make sure that you settle every issue that need to be settled. Yes, and it's the same president who was in Tacham House before he became president, said that the Nigerian military have everything, is capable to handle every security situation in the country. but that what they need is the political will and equipment.
So what is wrong?
Now he is going to 7 years now.
No political will. Yes.
We don't know whether we don't know the kind of political will he was talking about. We don't know the kind of equipment he was talking about. But we know that the Nigerian military have been getting money to execute their own operations. We know that the Nigerian military have every technology or every strength to deal with all these insecurities.
In terms of technology, I don't think
that we have.
I don't think we have the kind of technology we need.
Well, it depends. In the situation we are.
You know, Daikon was established in 1964. What can they produce right now?
No, Daikon have been producing things. That's why I said they may not disclose some of the things that they have been producing because most of them are they don't have maybe they don't go in tandem with the new realities, but they have things that they produce. I know Daikon, I know where they are, you understand, but the issue is that we need more. It won't be wrong if Daikon now manufacture airplanes just like other countries that establish similar companies, like Brazil, and now this Super Tucano, it emanates from Brazil.
They started
before the US improved on it.
They started it.
You understand? So, and Daikon was established at the same time when the Brazilian company was established. So you begin to wonder why they are making progress and we are going backward. So we have everything. We have the personnel, but the truth is that the present government does not want foreign help, and we need to ask question why. If it is about maybe they are afraid that the foreign help will infiltrate our military or weaken our military, then they need to stand up and show capacity that they can be able to stand on their own, because lives matter. Like a Nigerian who may not know what they know, I just want to see these killings end, because I am after the end of the killings. I don't care who stop it. I don't care whether it's the Nigerian military or even is Niger military that stop it. I just want a stop, because this thing have affected every aspect of our society.
Yes, it's well, because it seems as if even the government, the states, the federal, they are confused.
Of course.
And that is why some governors are coming out now to talk without even bothering what the president would think. See, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State yesterday, he called on President Buhari over the worsening insecurity in the country. As Nigerians are now living in fear. Don't forget that not quite long, Masari came out to talk. But Tom had been in Benue spitting fire and brimstone. So many. Now that the marching orders are not working, do you think we need another security strategy? And of course, it's like the president told them that they should change tactics and the rest. What kind of security? Because most Nigerians are saying that there should be an overhaul of the entire security architecture. What do you think?
Well, when people say overhaul, I may not understand what they mean by overhauling the whole security architecture. But what I think for, as an individual and a victim of all these crises, is for the military to go out there and get whoever is involved. I know a lot of those guys live within the city. They are in government. They are within the city. In fact, they are not even in the bush.
State governor said.
He said politicians.
He's been in his government.
He said they are in his government. So are they telling us they don't have the intelligence? They don't know who these guys are.
They have them.
So if it's just the will to actually go after those guys, and of course, when you want to go after such people, a lot of people will go down. Some may be your ally. So there's just a lot that needs to be done. So sometimes it's not even the security operatives that are even handicapped.
What is getting me confused?
Anytime you ask, they will tell you they are political masters.
Yes. What is getting me confused is that when this government was coming on board,
the promise was
the promise was to end insecurity.
And it's worse
Number
than
one.
worse.
Yes. And they even accused the previous government of the previous government officials of abetting this insecurity. Yes, abetting and aiding this insecurity. And you are going for 7 years now. Instead of you to even maintain what you made on ground, it has escalated to an uncontrollable level where people living inside their houses, because that time they were even staying on the road. Now they go to people's houses, break the fence, break the fence, break the rooms, enter inside sitting rooms and bedrooms and kidnap the people. You can see the time that it takes them to even carry out these things, and nothing will happen. Nobody will be pursued. And you are telling me they will keep children, school children, over 100 of them
within your
territory, and you don't know. How? Oh my God!
That means, Kaka, where do you think the government, Vice President Buhari, and the security chiefs, what do you think they're actually getting it wrong in all this?
I think the president should just ask for the files of the people involved. Go after them, no matter who they are. If you want to end the killings, I'm sure a lot of persons have become maybe they are sacred cow. You can't touch them. So unless we devoid of any relationship or any political affiliations or whatever, go after whoever is behind all these things. We'll continue going around the cycles.
Because
we'll continue going around the cycles.
It appears that maybe in the
names have been called,
fishing out some of these the sponsors of this criminal. Maybe it appears they'll just go and discover that there was somebody that said, you want to call me? Don't forget
before the induction of the Super Tucano,
within that cycle,
I asked the US ambassador and the general that came, at the heart of all this mandatory insurgency is the sponsorship, the financial. How are you helping Nigerian government? He said they've been in talks. That was the response.
Yes. So you see,
has the Nigerian government requested for you to help unravel those guys? Because I know in Dubai, so many names were sent to Nigeria. How many of them have been prosecuted?
Yes. And that is
the government is actually not ready to end these things. So no matter what you tell them, they are not ready. And that's why Nigerians are aware.
That could be because perhaps most people have said that so many people are feeding fat from this insurgency, bandit and all some other forms of terrorism.
So as a leader, you see people feeding fat on the blood of your people, and you won't do anything. It does not really sound well. We know that people will benefit from insecurity, but as a leader who promised to give people security, despite the fact that even the Constitution said that the primary responsibility, that is to say, you don't even care about development, you don't even care about any other thing. Your primary responsibility is the protection of lives and property. And what that means is that if you can't protect life and property, even if you give them heaven and earth, nobody will count it as an achievement. You understand? So the best thing is for this government, within the short period that is remaining, they should make sure that all these criminals that have been parading themselves, they should be killed. They have not been killing them. That is why they keep expanding. That is why they keep recruiting. That's why other people, other vulnerable individuals have been, joining all these groups. Because one, there is high rate of poverty. Okay? Now, high rate of poverty, for example, can entice people to go into criminality. But people who know what they are doing, even if they are dying, they will not go into criminality. But as a government, if you allow poverty to persist, you are creating room for people to go into things that are not good for survival. Then again, people who are in government that are linked to this criminality, terrorism, should be punished. They should be punished they should be
And exposed and
exposed and punished.
Well, viewer, you've heard it all. Matching orders, and nothing is being done. And of course, most Nigerians are of the opinion that whenever the president gives a marching order, the next day they'll come out to the street and start marching, so that the security chiefs and the security agencies will understand that the president's order, the marching in it, requires that it will be treated with dispatch. Well, that is the much we can take for today's edition of the Big Issue. Join us same time tomorrow for another episode. Have a very wonderful day.